Welcome to the Rangers Network. 24-hour-a-day access to news, game replays, original shows, live game night radio coverage, and more on RangersNetwork.com. Go inside the Fieldhouse at Rangers Stadium for unprecedented access with Rangers coaches and players all season long.
Turnover for Smithson Valley.
Watch every home and away game the day after, complete, and the way only the Rangers Network can bring it to you. Never miss an episode of Inside Rangers Football, game film breakdowns by Coach Hill and Brant Freeman, senior moments with Emily, and learn the game the Smithson Valley way. And Ranger Radio is back. Listen to all the games live on your smartphone with our exclusive live scoring screen. Rangers Network is your media hub for everything Rangers. However, we are taking the term network to a whole new level. Our mission is to create a community network by joining Smithson Valley High School athletes, students, faculty, and families to local Spring Branch and Bulverde residents through RangersNetwork.com. This creates the most amazing marketing opportunity for local businesses that has never been available before. Right here, and right here, 24 hours a day on Rangers Network. Be a part of tradition, excellence, and success. Be a part of Rangers Network. Be a Ranger.
Tonight, Rangers Network is live with Smithson Valley High School softball. The streaking Smithson Valley Rangers look for their third district win in a row as they take on 27-6A's first place team, the 20-1 Canyon Cougarettes. Rangers Network is your home for live Smithson Valley High School softball. Welcome to Rangers Softball Stadium tonight. It's a 27-6A district clash between two longtime rivals, the Smithson Valley Rangers and the Canyon Cougarettes. On the Rangers Network, I'm Brant Freeman. Coming up, we'll break down tonight's matchup and we'll visit with Rangers assistant head coach Wayne Daigle with first pitch coming up at 7 o'clock. On the Rangers Network, this is Smithson Valley High School softball.
We are the UIL.
From the coaches
to the players,
to the educators.
We've been in your shoes.
Extracurricular activities are essential to the development of our youth.
From proposed rule changes
to the relaxation of transfer rules, we keep it fair.
New academic contests, we hear you loud and clear.
New events are music to our ears.
We just added film. That's a wrap.
Educational activities help young people become productive citizens.
From staph infections to steroid use.
To cardiac and concussions.
Health and safety is a priority.
Heat, heart, and health history.
From heat-related illness to head injuries to heart-related issues to the medical history of students.
Your well-being is our priority because we are the UIL.
We are the UIL.
We are the UIL.
We are the UIL.
All new on Travel Channel.
I'm Andrew Zimmern, and we're showcasing the unique cuisines that put the tastiest locations on the map. From hot spices in Asia to mouth-watering flavors across the Americas. These destinations are so delicious, they're iconic.
All new Bizarre Foods Delicious Destinations, Tuesday at 9 on Travel Channel.
Watch Travel Channel, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 577. GVTC, just plain smart.
Say hello to something new. New is smart. New is gorgeous. New is delicious. New is so you. Discover HSN and find the perfect new for you.
And welcome back to Smithson Valley High School. Our pregame coverage continues here on the Rangers Network. A big 27-6A matchup between Smithson Valley and Canyon. We're now joined by Assistant Rangers head coach Wayne Daigle. And coach, your softball team has been playing pretty well as of late. You've won 3 straight coming into the game tonight, winners of 5 out of the past 6. What's been the biggest key to your recent success?
We've been hitting the ball better.
playing better defense, and I think they started feeling good about themselves and said, hey, we can do this thing, because we started off losing 3 in a row, and we've made the turnaround.
You mentioned hitting the ball better. Over the past couple of games, in particular, 25 runs scored, 13 last week of the win over Clemens. How would you describe the team's offensive philosophy?
Put it in play and run. We've got pretty good speed. We got about 5 or 6 kids that are as fast as we've had. If they can just get the thing in play, if things fall into place.
Now tonight in the circle, you're actually going to be going with Skylar Hickel against Canyon. What does she have to do to have success?
Throw strikes and let the girls play good defense behind her.
I mentioned Canyon, obviously the opponent this evening. You have a lot of history against the Cougarette program, having coached against them for a number of years. What are going to be the biggest keys in the game here this evening?
If we can put the ball in play off of either of their pitchers, they got two as good of pitchers as anywhere in the state that I know of. We got to put the ball in play, and we've got to play good defense against them.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
You're welcome.
That again, assistant coach Wayne Daigle joining us. Pregame coverage continues here on the Rangers Network. We'll be right back with the first pitch here from Smithson Valley.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, Frost Bank, Nissan of New Braunfels, Wick Productions, Ashley, Zaxby's, and Texas Tractor Country.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for HEB. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas Produce Department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
On Travel Channel, all new Expedition Unknown.
Every legend is an epic adventure. Here we go from Stonehenge and the Vikings to Butch Cassidy. It's the adventure that's legendary. Now how do we get out of this thing?
All new Expedition Unknown, Wednesday at 9 on Travel Channel.
Watch Travel Channel, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 577. GVTC, just plain smart.
Down in Texas, modern-day prospectors are making big bucks flipping houses. But before they can cash in, they gotta move them. Hauling homesteads and kicking asphalt. All new Texas Flip and Move, Friday night at 9 on DIY Network.
Watch DIY, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 126. GVTC, just plain smart. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, HEB, GVTC, Wick Productions, Ferris Orthodontics, Summerhill Dental, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, and Pizza Hut.
Welcome to the Rangers Network. 24-hour-a-day access to news, game replays, original shows, live game night radio coverage, and more on RangersNetwork.com. Go inside the Fieldhouse at Rangers Stadium for unprecedented access with Rangers coaches and players all season long.
Turnover for Smithson
Watch
Valley.
every home and away game the day after, complete, and the way only the Rangers Network can bring it to you. Never miss an episode of Inside Rangers Football. game film breakdowns by Coach Hill and Brant Freeman, senior moments with Emily, and learn the game the Smithson Valley way. And Ranger Radio is back. Listen to all the games live on your smartphone with our exclusive live scoring screen. Rangers Network is your media hub for everything Rangers. However, we are taking the term network to a whole new level. Our mission is to create a community network by joining Smithson Valley High School athletes, students, faculty, and families to local Spring Branch and Bulverde residents through rangersnetwork.com. This creates the most amazing marketing opportunity for local businesses that has never been available before. Right here, and right here, 24 hours a day on Rangers Network. Be a part of tradition, excellence, and success. Be a part of Rangers Network. Be a Ranger.
The all-new Nissan and New Braunfels. Our modern and architecturally impressive building is more like an art gallery than a dealership. With an extravagant showroom floor and customer lounge, with over 500 vehicles in stock, we have the ability to deliver the best savings possible to meet your budget needs. It's our pleasure to serve you in New Braunfels and the surrounding Hill Country communities. The all-new Nissan and New Braunfels, you've got to see this place.
And welcome back to Rangers Softball Stadium. Ready now for first pitch between Canyon and Smithson Valley. The Cougarettes come in with an impressive record of 20-1 this season, and right now 10-1 in 27 6A play. The only blemish on Canyon's schedule was a 1-0 loss to Judson back on March 23rd. Since the start of district play on February 27th, Canyon has outscored its opponents in 27 6A play 104 tonight. This is a very impressive softball team under head coach Kevin Randall. Meanwhile, Smithson Valley, the Rangers come in 12-5, and right now 7-4, 27 6A play, tied with Judson for third place. Should note, with the win tonight, Smithson Valley would clinch a playoff berth as well. As we take a look at the batting order for the visiting Cougarettes, leading off at right field is Abby Konecki. Hitting second to the order at shortstop is Sydney Belvin. Hitting third at third base is Aaliyah Pritchett. Hitting fourth, the pitcher Brooke Vestal. Hitting fifth at second base, Sydney Owens. Hitting sixth in the order at left field is Bailey Ziblin. Hitting seventh, the catcher Riley Hopper. Batting eighth, the designated player, that's Hunter Vestal, the younger sister of Brooke. And batting ninth in center is Mia Marchia for Canyon. A look at the defense for the Rangers under head coach Lisa Daigle. In left field is Klein, and center Matthews. Kuntz is in right. Around the horn for Smithson Valley at third base, Blevins. At short, Vasquez. At second, Gonzalez. At first base is Montel. Behind the plate is Hannah Colmansberger. And the starting pitcher tonight for Smithson Valley is Skylar Hickel. Hickel is 1-1 this season with a 7.64 ERA and 11 innings of work. 1 strikeout, 2 walks on the year for the junior pitcher. Smithson Valley opting not to go with Presley Smith here this evening. And here we go, Smithson Valley against Canyon. Cougarettes trying to sweep the season series. They beat the Rangers back on March 15th, 4-1. At New Braunfels, that was a Tuesday matinee game, spring break week. Over there in New Braunfels as Konecki steps up. And the first pitch is down for ball one. The Rangers have been playing some pretty good softball as of late. They won 5 out of their past 6 games, something we spoke with assistant coach Wayne Daigle about. Back to Hickel. 1 down. That'll send up Sydney Belvin, the shortstop for the Cougarettes. The junior was named one of the Express News' players to watch at the 6A level coming into the 2018 season. A former Hayes Rebel, by the way, spent her freshman season at Hayes and transferred to Canyon a couple of years ago. Misses the outside corner for ball one. And Belvin, like so many of her teammates, a college commit, going to play in the Southland Conference at McNeese State in Lake Charles. Now 1-1. Something else we spoke with Coach Daigle about back in our pregame conversation, just how offensive the Rangers have been as of late. Last 2 games, Smithson Valley has scored 25 runs. And now the count 1-2. 13 in a win over Wagner. That was last Tuesday, and 12 runs this past Friday in the win over the Clemens Buffaloes. In that game, get this, Smithson Valley stole 16 bases. 2-2 now. Big game for the Ranger catcher, Hannah Coleman'sberger. First career grand slam of the win, and finished the game with 6 RBI. In the air to center. And coming in, Matthews for out number 2. Going to bring up Aaliyah Pritchett. Mentioned Coleman'sberger. She's batting 3rd of the order tonight for Smithson Valley. We'll have the Ranger batting order coming up in the bottom of the 1st. Here at home this season, Smithson Valley is 7-3, and the Cougarettes have yet to lose a road game. They're a perfect 5-0. Strike 1. Pritchett, another transfer player, a former San Antonio Southwest Dragon, where as a freshman she batted .347. Pops this one up, playable. And we'll go to the bottom of the 1st in a scoreless game as Hickle retires the Cougarettes in order. No runs, no hits, and no runners left on. We go to the bottom of the 1st, no score on the Rangers Network. This is Smithson Valley High School softball.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
A look at assistant coach Wayne Daigle right now for Smithson Valley as the Rangers head to the bottom of the 1st and ready to bat for the first time in a scoreless game. And with that, we'll take a look at the batting order for Smithson Valley. Leading off in left field is Kaylin Klein, batting 2nd of the order, the Rangers shortstop Carissa Vasquez. Batting 3rd, again, the catcher Hannah Coleman'sberger. Batting 4th at first base, Danielle Montel. Batting 5th in center is Cammie Matthews. Batting 6th in right field is Savannah Kuntz. Batting 7th at 3rd base is Casey Blevins. Hitting 8th in the order for Smithson Valley, the designated player, that's Haven Hariff, and batting 9th at 2nd base is Lauren Gonzalez. As you see Brooke Vestal in the circle, get ready to break the huddle with her teammates. The defense behind Vestal. Zeppelin is in left, Marchia is in center, Konecki is in right. At 3rd base, Pritchett, Belwood is at short, Owens at 2nd, Maloney is at 1st, and Hopper is the catcher. And again in the circle is Brooke Vestal, the nation's #1 prospect in the 2018 signing class, an All-American a year ago, and an Oklahoma signee. Goes to work here against Kaylin Klein. 0-1. And get this, Vestal committed to play at Oklahoma when she was in the 8th grade. So not just one of the best pitchers you're watching in the area, in the state here tonight, one of the best in the country. The batter Klein, a team-leading batting average of .510 this year. 1 homer, 8 RBI for the junior. Had a tough go of it against Vestal in the earlier meeting. 0 for 4 and struck out twice. And will reach here, beg your pardon. About to say she won't reach again, but an errant throw allows Klein to take 2nd. That should go down as an error against Pritchett on the poor throw to first base. And it brings up Vasquez. Mentioned that Smithson Valley won over Clemens this past Friday on top of running all over the Buffaloes against 16 stolen bases. The Rangers also took advantage of 5 Buffalo errors. Now the shortstop Vasquez fouls that back for strike 1. Vasquez, a .455 hitter. No homers, 11 RBI. And behind of the count, 0-1. Now a ball and a strike. Vasquez was 1 for 5 with a run scored in the win over Clemens last Friday, the last Smithson Valley game played. And now behind of the count, 1-2. We mentioned Canyon's 20-1 overall record this year. Dating back to last season, the Cougarettes have won 42 of their past 46 games. Made it all the way to the region finals last year and lost against San Antonio Brennan in a 2-game sweep. And Vestal strikes out Vasquez for out number 1. Sends up Comensberger. She's hitting .352 this year, leads a team with 3 homers, and again, one of them came this past Friday, her first career grand slam, and the win over Clemens. Also team high 17 RBI. Here's a throw down to third, and gets off the glove of the shortstop, Belvin covering the bag, and Klein is safe. So now a prime RBI opportunity here for Hannah Comensberger. Slaps that foul, now 0-2. Last name sounds awfully familiar. The sister of a Ranger linebacker, Smithson Valley's football team. Speaking of which, the Ranger football schedule recently announced. We'll get that to you later in the broadcast. Now 1-2. Montel awaits on deck. And again, a big top of the first for Skylar Hickel. In the circle for Smithson Valley went 3 up and 3 down. Back-to-back punch-outs for Vestal. Here's a play at the plate, though, and the tag down, and they got her. Big-time throw from Maloney at first base, and that will end the Ranger first inning. In the frame, no runs, no hits, 1 error, no runners left. We go to the second, still scoreless on the Rangers Network. This is Smithson Valley High School Soccer, high school softball.
Where Zaxby's is from. Some like it classic. Some like it saucy. For others, it's gotta be crispy. But everyone loves the flavor that brings us together. And whether you like it spicy or old school, you'll like it even more. Because Zaxby's 5 fan favorites are now just $5.99 each. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
And welcome back to Rangers Softball Stadium. No score heading into the top of the second. And coming up for the Cougarettes, the heart of the order, batters 4, 5, and 6. Vestal, Owens, and Ziblin due up for Canyon. Going into the break, by the way, mistakenly said this is Ranger softball, or Ranger soccer is the errant phrase we use. Our last broadcast was a doubleheader of Ranger soccer. At least it was supposed to be. It was a storm-filled Wednesday night there in San Antonio. A soccer doubleheader between Smithson Valley and Johnson, both the boys and girls teams, and postseason action. First pitch, Vestal a drive out to left field at the wall, and the park will hold it. Deep fly out. Caught there by Klein. 1 pitch and 1 out. Both those matches, by the way, went to penalty kicks. The Ranger girls lost to Johnson, and the boys' match was not played that night. They had to play the next day. It was 2-2 at the end of 2 overtimes, and the Ranger boys won that shootout, but then lost to Lee in the following round. Quickly 0-1 here to Sydney Owens. That ball lashed foul. The count now 0-2. Zibble waits on deck. The Cougarettes have yet to get a base runner in the game tonight. Out towards center, and now the Cougarettes have their first base runner. That ball gets over the head of Matthews and over to second base. Owens with the double. First team All-District a year ago, and an All-District base hit there. Sends up Bailey Ziblin. Ziblin, a senior, was actually part of that Cougarette team back in 2014 that bottomed out. Fouls it back for strike one. The Cougarettes have had a dominant program over the past 15 years or so under Coach Randall's watch. But in 2014, Canyon finished 6-17. Since then, they've recovered and done so in a huge manner. This ball popped up, but goes off the net. Now 0-2 to Ziblin. Since that 6-17 record in 2014, it's been 3 consecutive 30-win seasons for Canyon, on their way to a 4th in a row. 31-8 a year ago, and again made it to the region finals. Their record since losing 17 games 4 years ago, 114 wins and 26 losses. That includes this year. And their district record during that stretch, 45-4. A ground ball that gets knocked down by Vasquez but has no play. Owens does hold up at second, but an infield single sends up Riley Hopper. The inning began with a fly out to deep left by Vestal. Owens a double. Ziblin the infield single. Now a bunt. And the runner at first base is safe. Riley Hopper the bunt single. So after Hickel retired the first 4 batters she faced, 3 in a row have reached now. And the bases are juiced here for Hunter Vestal. And again, the sophomore, the younger sister of Brooke Vestal, steps in, and the infield comes in for the Rangers. Looking to cut off anything at home plate. Big spot for the sophomore pitcher, Hickel. And that's a base hit. Going to score at least 1, maybe 2. And it will score 2. But now a rundown between second and third. Rangers trying to get Ziblin out, and they finally do. I beg your pardon, that was a courtesy runner there for the Cougarettes. It was Desiree Rocha, courtesy running for Hopper, as Owens and Ziblin did score, but now 2 out, and a 2-0 Cougarette lead. 2-run single there for Hunter Vestal. Now Mia Marchia, the sophomore, and she takes strike 1. Hit to the right side, on through for a base hit. Another RBI hit for Canyon. This time Marchia's the bottom part of the order comes through for the Cougarettes again. Vestal scores 3-0 Cougarettes. And we now go back to the top of the order now. Abby Kadecki here for Canyon. This is a team that can put up some runs and light up the scoreboard. The Cougarettes have scored 10 runs or more 11 times this season in their 21 games played. And so far 6 times in district play. And a 3 spot so far here in the second. A pitch out, but Marchia stays put at first base. Kind of remarkable that Canyon's only loss came in a game in which they were shut out by Judson. Steal attempt at second is successful for Marchia. Kromensberger throw not in time there. And now another RBI chance here for the Cougarettes. Count 2-1 to Konecki. Now 3-1. Konecki 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out to first base in her first at-bat. And she is the 6th batter, making the 7th of the inning for Canyon. And now the 8th will come up as Konecki walks, and it sends up Sydney Belvin. And a big top of the second continues here for the Cougarettes. In district play, the Cougarettes are averaging nearly 8 runs per game. And about to add some more here. Running third and coming home, Marchia. This might score 2. A double all the way to the wall. Could be a triple, it is. Belvin to third base, a 2-out triple, 5-0 Cougarettes. And now Aaliyah Pritchett. And again, the inning began with a fly out of Vestal. Since then, a double by Owens, Ziblin the infield single, Hopper a bunt single, Vestal a 2-run base hit, and then there was a rundown out between second and third base for the inning's second out. Marchia, the RBI single to right field, a walk to Konecki, and now the triple for Belvin. Base hit to left. 6-0 Canyon. And the Cougarettes have now batted around here in the second. And back to Brooke Vestal where this inning started. Back in 2015, Vestal was named as the Express News' Area Player of the Year as a freshman. Weekly hit, ground ball on the left side. The throw to first, not in time. Vestal beats out the infield single, and this inning continues for Canyon. Just a relentless lineup, and I go back to the point we were bringing up earlier. Remarkable that Judson found a way to shut out this lineup. The only Cougarette loss, a 1-0 defeat to the Rockets back on March 23rd. And Vestal will head back to the dugout as the Cougarettes will bring in a courtesy runner for her, Haley Hester. Owens, the 11th batter of the inning, takes ball 1. and she doubled and scored back in the second. A fake throw to second, and now a run down between third and home, but the throw doesn't come back home. A double steal pays off as Pritchett scores. 7-0 Cougarettes. Goodness, this lineup is just insane. Canyon hitting for power, running the bases well. And now head coach Lisa Daigle will visit with Coleman'sberger to talk defensive strategy here. 7-0. The Canyon lead all coming here in the second. Coach Daigle, a former collegiate player at Sam Houston State and later at Nebraska. Took over as the Rangers head coach when her husband Wayne stepped aside in 2009. And the air to center, drifting back Matthews, and the inning is finally over. But the Cougarettes, 7 runs later, have a commanding 7-0 lead. In the inning, 7 runs for the Cougarettes with 2 runners left on base. We head to the bottom of the second, 7-0 Canyon. On the Rangers Network, this is Smithson Valley High School softball.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for H-E-B. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas produce department at H-E-B. No store does more than my H-E-B.
It was a 7-run top of the second for Canyon, coming off of 8 hits as the Cougarettes sent 12 to the plate in the top of the 12th. And now the Rangers trying to respond at the bottom of the second. And coming up for Smithson Valley, batters 4, 5, and 6, Montel, Matthews, and Kuntz. Rangers trying to hand the Cougarettes their second loss all year long, but a lot of wood to chop now, as Canyon's bats came out swinging in the top of the second. Looking at the remaining schedule for the Rangers. Up next, New Braunfels on the road this coming Tuesday. Next week is the final week of the regular season. Smithson Valley will play its final home game next Friday against Judson. Looking back at how those first matchups went, the Rangers defeated New Braunfels back on March 23rd by a score of 10-0 and beat Judson in Converse 4-2. Here's Danielle Montel to start the Rangers' second. A .289 hitter this year. No homers and 12 RBI. And takes strike one from Vestal. Had a big day against Clemens last week at the win over the Buffaloes. 3 for 5. Scored a run and stole 3 bases. Checks her swing. A ball and a strike. Misses inside, 2-1. We brought up all the gaudy offensive numbers the Cougarettes have put up this year. They've been just as stingy with the pitching and defense. Fouled off for strike 2. Canyon has pitched 9 shutouts this season, most recently defeating Steele at a 14-0 shutout last Friday. They've only allowed more than 2 runs in a game 3 times all season. To give you an idea just how tall this mountain is to climb for Smithson Valley, as the count remains 2-2. The last time anybody scored more than twice, Liberty Hill, back on February 23rd. Strikeout number 3 for Vestal. And 3 consecutive. Sends up Cammy Matthews with nobody on and 1 away. But the Rangers are a team that can score themselves. Again, 25 runs over the past 2 games. They've scored 10 or more 6 times this season. Strike 1 to Matthews. In the very first game of the season, Smithson Valley plated 17 runs and a win over Churchill. Nearly caught. And a dangerous dive near the backstop there by Hopper, who hops back up. Again, it is a padded area there. Other side of it, in our view, is a brick facade. So you hold your breath there for a moment, but good to know that Hopper would have been relatively okay had she gone into it. And the count 0-2. Matthews lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The season high for runs scored at a game for Smithson Valley, 20. And it came March 9th in a 20-0 win at Wagner. In the air to left, and caught by the shortstop Belvin on the run. 2 out. So far, the only Ranger to reach was Kalen Klein on the error by Pritchett back at the bottom of the first. Now Kuntz. Batting .333 so far this year, 11 for 33 at the plate. And falls behind 0-1. One of those 11 hits pretty memorable for Kuntz. A walk-off RBI single against Steele back on March 27th. And now Coach Randall will visit with Hopper, the catcher. And Hopper now goes to the dugout. Well, we spoke about Ranger soccer not long ago. Again, great runs for both the Ranger girls and boys. How about the girls golf team? Recently won the 27-6A title. And after a quick trip to the dugout, Hopper is back out there. May have been an equipment issue there for her, and here we go. The future Oklahoma Sooner, Vestal ahead of the count, 0-1. Strike 2. One-two from Vestal. Got her. 4 strikeouts now for Vestal, and that'll end the Smithson Valley second. In the inning, no runs, no hits, and no runners left on. We head to the third. It's Canyon 7, Smithson Valley nothing. On the Rangers Network, this is Smithson Valley High School softball.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for H-E-B. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas produce department at H-E-B. No store does more than my H-E-B.
The biggest season of Fixer Upper is here.
What?
We're taking it a whole nother direction.
This is going to be one of a kind.
With fresh new designs. Love the stairwell. Pretty impressive. Are y'all ready to
Check out your fixer-upper.
Oh my God, look at this.
All new Fixer Upper, Tuesday at 9 on HGTV.
Watch HGTV, GVTC, Digital Cable Channel 578. GVTC, just plain smart.
Right now it is a 7-run second, the difference of the game. Canyon on top 7-0 as we head to the top of the third inning. And coming up for the Cougarettes, it's Ziblin, Hopper, and Vestal. Canyon sent 12 to the plate back of that 7-run second inning. All against sophomore pitcher Skylar Hickle. And falls behind Ziblin here, 1-0. Ziblin the infield single back in the second. She did score later in the inning, and now ahead 2-0. Spoke with Coach Daigle before the game and shared some interesting information about Hickle and her family. As the count now runs to 2-1.
It keeps moving. Is that okay?
Hickle's mom actually played at second base at Smithson Valley when the Daigles arrived back in 1997. That ball ripped left field and hooking foul. Brought up Smithson Valley's football schedule in 2018. We'll get into that here. The Rangers will open up the season August 31st at home against Midland Lee. The following week, the Rangers play on a Thursday on the road against Pflugerville-Hendrickson, a team the Rangers beat this past season. A ground ball to left side, picked by Vasquez at short. Throw on target for the first out. Sends up the Cougarette catcher Riley Hopper. And again, that game against Hendrickson is September the 6th, a Thursday, there in North Austin. The following Friday is September 14th. The Rangers are back home to take on the Madison Mavericks, a former district rival. Ground ball to third, right to Blevins. 2 out. Sends up Hunter Vestal, who hit the 2-run single back in the second. The district opener for Smithson Valley is September 21st on the road against Clemens. That's up for ball one. If you recall, the Buffaloes won a really low-scoring game over the Rangers at Ranger Stadium this past fall. That ball ripped to left field with a base hit for Vestal, her second tonight. And the 2-out single sends up Mia Marchia, who drove in a run of her own and scored, stealing home base back in the second. On September 28th, guess what? A game between Smithson Valley and Canyon. It'll take place at Ranger Stadium. And the following week, the Rangers are on their bye week, October 5th. A ground ball on the right side. Gonzalez's throw is in time to retire Marchia. And we will continue our look at the Ranger football schedule when we come back at the top of the third. No runs, 1 hit, and a runner to left. We go to the bottom of the third. 7-0 Canyon on top. On the Rangers Network, this is Smithson Valley High School softball.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, HEB, GVTC, Wick Productions, Ferris Orthodontics, Summerhill Dental, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, and Pizza Hut.
And we are back at Rangers Softball Stadium. A lot of work to be done for Smithson Valley Rangers, trailing 7-0. And again, Coach Daigle huddled up with her team as Brooke Vestal gets in her final warm-up pitches in the circle for the Cougarettes. She has struck out 4 so far in 2 innings of work. A break of the huddle, and Coach Daigle will send out the bottom part of the order here in the bottom of the 3rd. Blevins, Haroff, and Gonzalez. And again, we were breaking down the Rangers' upcoming football schedule in 2018. October the 12th, Smithson Valley is on the road, a homecoming for Coach Hill at East Central. The following Friday, a marquee game at Ranger Stadium, October the 19th against Judson. And the following week, October 26th at Steele. How about that 2-week window for Smithson Valley? November the 2nd, it is the district newcomers, the San Marcos Rattlers, coming home to Ranger Stadium. And then the season will end November the 9th at New Braunfels. Seems as if the Rangers have ended their season against the Unicorns now 5 years in a row. Oh, 0-1 here to Blevins. Blevins batting .205 this season, 9 for 44, no homers and 6 RBI. Did have a base hit and a walk of the win over Clemens last week. Against Smithson Valley enters tonight's game, having won 2 in a row. Two and 1. Here at home, Rangers have won 3 straight. But those 2 streaks very much in jeopardy right now. Down by 7 against one of the country's top pitchers. Typically, if you're going to beat Vestal, you're going to have to do so in a 1-0 or in a game for Vestal high-scoring affair of 2-1. It's a leadoff walker to Blevins. Good at-bat for the Ranger freshman. And it sends up Haven Haroff. Haroff, the Rangers' designated player tonight, batting 1 for 8 this season, a 125 clip. The lone hit was a double earlier this year. And the bunt will shoot foul. The walk given up by Vestal, the first of the game. Rangers are still looking for the first hit tonight. Strike 2. In terms of the district title race, it's coming down to 2 teams. Canyon, 10-1, and East Central. The Hornets are 9-2, and those 2 will play each other this coming Tuesday. The Cougarettes won the first matchup. A ball and 2 strikes. Meanwhile, the race for the final 2 playoff spots coming down to Smithson Valley, Judson, and with an outside shot, Clemens. Misses inside, 2-2. Good eye there by Haroff. And Haroff stays alive with a foul ball. We noted earlier in the broadcast that Smithson Valley could clinch a playoff berth with a win tonight. But even if this score holds, the Rangers can still get their ticket punched if Clemens loses this evening at Judson. In the air to the right side, easy pop-up, gloved by Owens, 1 out. And now the batter, Lauren Gonzalez. Other 27 6A games here this evening. One game that has no bearing on the postseason race, Wagner is out in New Braunfels, and the other one, East Central at Steele. Bunt showed at a strike there to Gonzalez, 0-1. Gonzalez batting .243 coming into the game tonight, 9 for 37. No homers and 4 RBI. Bunts it foul for strike 2. And she was the only Ranger to get a hit off of Vestal in the first meeting back on March 15th. Finished 1 for 3. One ball and 2 strikes. If you're just tuning in, the top of the first and top of the third went very well for sophomore pitcher Skylar Hickle. As that's bunted foul by Gonzalez. 3 up and 3 down at the top of the first for Hickle. Faced just 4 batters in the third, but in the second, the Cougarettes scored 7 times. And now Coach Daigle will visit with Gonzalez up the first base line. We mentioned her taking over for her husband, Wayne Daigle. Of course, Wayne is still an assistant at Smithson Valley. He stepped down as head coach after winning his second state title in 2009, the other one coming in 2001. And Lisa won her first state title 3 years later in 2012. Mentioned that 09 title. The Rangers winning the 5A state championship that same year. Canyon won the 4A state championship. One, 2. Fouled off. In addition to the 3 state championships, 15 district titles as well for Smithson Valley. Last one coming in 2012. Good eye, 2 balls and 2 strikes. In one 13-year stretch, the Rangers won 347 games against only 75 losses with Coach Wayne Daigle as the head coach, and Rodriguez takes one up and in. And a slow walk over to first base, stops halfway, looked at by Coach Daigle right now. Scary moment there for Gonzalez. First time she's been hit by a pitch this season. Looks like she's trying to convince her coaches that she can stay in the game. And now visit with the team trainer. Again, took that one up and in. May have ricocheted off the face guard as well. And Gonzalez is going to stay in. Meanwhile, the Rangers have something going here for the first time offensively. 2 on, 1 out. And we now go back at the top of the order. The hitter is Kaylin Klein. Klein reached on the air by the third baseman Pritchett back in the first. Ball 1. Sun now setting here at Smithson Valley High School. Lights onto the ballpark. Bottom of the third of this 27-6A game. Rangers trying to exact some revenge. The Cougarettes won the first game 4-1 last month. And again, the Cougarettes only one loss all year long, 20-1. 1-2 now to Klein. Klein did drive in a pair in the win over Clemens last week. An RBI chance here. Into left field. On the run, the catch is made at the line by Ziblin. 2 out. And now Carissa Vasquez. Vasquez 0 for 1 tonight, struck out swinging against Vestal back in the first. Blevins at second, Gonzalez at first. And now ball 1 here to Vasquez. It won't come on the Rangers Network, but next week we will be out at Canyon High School for Smithson Valley versus Canyon Baseball. Boy, Ranger Baseball has been great so far this year. And the count to 2-0 to Vasquez. Hitters count. Now 3-0. And Coleman'sberger awaits on deck. Vasquez was hitless against Vestal in the prior meeting back on March 15th, 0 for 3. Ahead here, 3-0, and now 3-1. Ground ball to third, scooped up by Pritchett, fires to first, and Vasquez gunned down by a step. And that'll end the Smithson Valley third inning. In the frame, no runs, no hits, 2 runners left. We go to the fourth. It's Canyon 7, Smithson Valley nothing. On the Rangers Network, this is Smithson Valley High School softball.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for H-E-B. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas produce department at H-E-B. No store does more than my H-E-B.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, H-E-B, GVTC, Wick Productions, Ferris Orthodontics, Summerhill Dental, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, and Pizza Hut.
And welcome back to Rangers Softball Stadium. All Canyon as we head to the top of the 7th. 7-0 Cougarettes on top. All runs scored back at the top of the second. And now the top of the order coming up for Canyon. Leading off is Abby Konecki. 0 for 1 so far tonight with a walk and a run scored. And takes strike 1 from Skylar Hickel. Brought up Smithson Valley baseball moments ago. The Rangers are 20-4 so far this year. 8-1. In 27-6A play. A ball and a strike. And tonight, the Rangers actually playing here at home against Steele. They've won 2 in a row. Here's a pop-up that will shoot out of play. And the count 1-2. There was a game early this season in which C.J. Horn of Smithson Valley hit 3 home runs. Again, they've been red hot. In the air to left. Klein coming in. 1 out. And now the batter is Sydney Belvin. Belvin, her last time up, had a 2-run triple to right center back in the second. She's 1 for 2. Ball 1 from Hickle. That ball ripped to right field, at the wall, and it's off the wall. Maybe another triple here for Belvin to third base, and she's got it. The park held it, but not by much, over the head of Kuntz there in deep right field. Back-to-back triples for Belvin, and it sends up Aaliyah Pritchett. That's the 10th hit of the game now for Canyon. Rangers, meanwhile, still hitless. Pritchett is 1 for 2. An RBI base hit back in the second herself with a run scored. Bunt down here, only plays at first. And it wasn't made. And now a rundown. Rangers staring over to Belvin at third base. And finally they will relent and let Pritchett take first. Kind of a wild sequence there. Well, and now again you have Pritchett dancing between the bags. And now the umpires finally put an end to this and are telling both runners to stay put. So, infield single there for Pritchett. And it brings up Vestal. Vestal so far in the circle, dominant at the dish. She's 1 for 2 with an infield single. Runner goes to second base, and Pritchett is there standing. More aggressive base running by the Cougarettes here tonight. That ball driven deep left field, out the wall, gone. Brooke Vestal, a 3-run jack, and the Cougarettes have a 10-0 lead. Second straight game, Vestal has smacked a 3-run homer, did so in the win over Steele last Friday. Helping out her own cause in the circle as Owens comes up now for the Cougarettes. And remember, the inning started with a flyout by Konecki. Since then, the Cougarettes have gone triple, infield single, homer. But here a flyout to right. Owens flies out to Kuntz, 2 away. Brings up Bailey Ziblin. This is a team that has a chance to play deep into May, the Canyon Cougarettes. One of the best in the state, a ground ball on the left side. Vasquez from short, and we will go to the bottom of the 4th with the Cougarettes owning a commanding 10-0 lead. In the inning, 3 runs off 3 hits No runners left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Canyon 10, Smithson Valley nothing. On the Rangers Network, this is Smithson Valley High School softball.
On Travel Channel, all new Expedition Unknown.
Every legend is an epic adventure. Here we go from Stonehenge and the Vikings to Butch Cassidy. It's the adventure that's legendary. Now how do we get out of this thing?
All new Expedition Unknown, Wednesday at 9 on Travel Channel.
Watch Travel Channel, GVTC Digital Cable Channel 577. GVTC, just plain smart.
Back out at Rangers Softball Stadium, all Cougarettes on top, heading into the bottom of the fourth, 10-0, the Canyon lead. And a look at the pitching circle with Brooke Vestal. Lead of the huddle there for Canyon at the top of this inning. Vestal hit a 3-run homer to left field, putting the Cougarettes on top now by a score of 10-0. So 3 runs to the fourth after 7 in the second for Canyon. And coming up for the Rangers, batters 3, 4, and 5, Coleman'sberger, Montel, and Matthews. Right now, just trying to get on base and maybe crack the scoreboard against Vestal. Good luck. Strike 1 to Coleman'sberger. Coleman'sberger struck out swinging against Vestal back of the fourth, or back of the first inning, beg your pardon. Ball 1. 1-1 from Vestal. Strike 2. It was a big week for Coleman'sberger last week. Again, came up huge in the win over Clemens last Friday. 2 for 5 with the first career grand slam. Also doubled and drove in 6 in the win last week. As a result, was named as the Express News' Area Player of the Week on Monday. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Strikes out for the second time. 5th tonight for Vestal, and now 1 away for Danielle Montel. Montel, herself a strikeout victim, back in the second. She's 0 for 1. But like Coleman'sberger, a big game against the Buffaloes last Friday. 3 base hits and 3 stolen bases for Montel. At her half for strike 1. This is upstairs. Now ball and a strike. As a team, the Rangers' offensive number is pretty good so far this year. They're batting .336 collectively. Two balls and a strike. They've belted 27 doubles in their first 17 games, 14 triples. Not a big home run team, just 5 so far this year. A ground ball gets by Vestal. Belvin, the shortstop, can't make the throw in time. And that is the first Ranger hit tonight, an infield single for Danielle Montel. Brings up Cammie Matthews, who popped up to short back in the second. She's 0 for 1. A very special moment for Matthews earlier this year as she takes strike 1. Was offered an Army ROTC scholarship to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Bunts it down. Vestal with a throw to first base for the second out. Good sacrifice put down by Matthews. Will send up Savannah Kuntz. Run up that number of 16 stolen bases for the Rangers in their win over Clemens last week. And Matthews, who just was thrown out at first base, had 5 stolen bases of her own. Now Kuntz, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Takes strike one. Drove in the Rangers' only run in their loss against Canyon last month. A 4-1 Cougarette win. Now behind of the count, 0-2. Vestal's 0-2. Got her. 6 strikeouts for the senior right-hander. Ends the Ranger fourth. In the inning, no runs off a hit and a runner left. We go to the fifth. Canyon 10, Smithson Valley nothing. On the Rangers Network, this is Smithson Valley High School softball.
I'm Jaime Buenteo, produce buyer for H-E-B. We work hard to find the freshest, best produce available. That's why we work with Texas growers to buy local as much as possible. Over 100 million pounds annually. In fact, we sell more produce than any other store in Texas. Grapefruit, corn, blueberries, and tons more. All grown right here in our beautiful backyard and on their way to your store within 24 hours. This is the local Texas produce department at H-E-B. No store does more than my H-E-B.
And welcome back to Rangers Softball Stadium. Canyon on top 10-0. Heading into the top of the fifth inning and coming up for the Cougarettes, the bottom part of the order. Hopper, Vestal, Hunter Vestal that is, and Mia Marchia for the Cougarettes. A 7-run second and a 3-run homer in the fourth off of the bat of Brooke Vestal. The scoring so far tonight for Canyon. Brought up Smithson Valley baseball earlier. A score update for you right now in the fourth inning. Rangers on top of Steele, 4-3. Trying to improve upon their 20-4 record. Here's Hopper. She's 1 for 2. Takes strike one from Skylar Hickle. The junior pitcher goes to work, and now the count, a ball and a strike. Hickle didn't pitch against Canyon in the first meeting back on March 15th, as that ball is ripped to left field for a base hit for Hopper, her second today. But Hickle did bat and was 0 for 3 with a walk and a 4-1 loss. The Cougarettes sends up Hunter Vestal. She's 2 for 2, 2 singles. The first of which drove in 2 runs back in the second. And now in the circle is Hickle visiting with her teammates as Vestal steps up. Good-looking sophomore player for the Cougarettes. Younger sister, Brooke. Batted her hands and ready. Swings and misses for strike one. So many of these Canyon players just look the part, and Hunter Vestal here, one of those. In the air, left center field, drops in for a third hit tonight. Motoring over to third base, the courtesy runner for the Cougarettes, Rocha. Runners second and third and nobody outs. A double for Vestal. And now Marcia for the Cougarettes. She's 1 for 2, an RBI base hit of her own back in the second. And now Canyon trying to play some add-on here. To left field, will shoot foul. And now Hickle ahead of the count, 0-1. Again, the Rangers opted to go with Hickle tonight instead of Presley Smith. Haven't talked a lot about her this evening. Great numbers all year long for the junior pitcher Smith. 10-4 with a sub-1 ERA. That ball hit towards right center, charging in to make the catch Matthews. And that will hold Rocha at third base. And now one down as Konecki comes up for the Cougarettes. Smith's ERA 0.71 in 79 innings of work this year for Smithson Valley. But not pitching tonight. And now Konecki, she's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Hit on the left side, in from shortstop Vasquez. That will score a run. As Konecki beats out the infield RBI single, 11-0 Cougarettes. Roach of the run scored. And now Belvin, back-to-back triples for Belvin. A 2-run triple back in the second. And now time called by Kolmesberger, the catcher. A meeting in the Ranger infield with the Cougarettes maybe primed for another big inning. So far, 3 hits in the top of the 5th. Only 1 out and 2 runners on. And with those 3 hits, the Cougarettes now have 15 of the game. Meeting is over, and Hickle will go back to work. Throw down a second, nobody going though for Canyon. Now the count 1 ball, no strikes. Well, again, the Cougarettes are just so aggressive on the base pass. The pitcher cannot be comfortable there in the circle with runners on. Runner bluffs again from first base. Konecki but stays put. Now the count 2 balls and no strikes. In the dirt, gets away from Kolmesberger, and now Konecki motors over to second. And let's see if Belvin gets the green light here in 3-0. She doesn't, and tanks ball 4. And that will load the bases down for Aaliyah Pritchett. Pritchett back-to-back singles with an RBI and a run scored. She's 2 for 3, and here comes assistant coach Wayne Daigle out of the circle. The inning began with a base hit to left by Riley Hopper. Hunter Vestal then doubled to left center. After a flyout by Marcia to center field, Abby Konecki, the RBI infield base hit. The walk to Belvin has loaded him up. As now Coach Daigle visits with Hickle in the infield. Remember, there are 2 more games left of the regular season after tonight. Smithson Valley is on the road this coming Tuesday at New Braunfels. And back home next Friday, final game of the regular season against Judson. Meeting is over, and here we go. Aaliyah Pritchett against Skylar Hickle with the bases juice and only one out. Big spot here for the junior. There's a mighty swing to left field for a base hit for Pritchett. Scores one and maybe a second. Play at the plate. Kolmensperger's tag is in time. Gunning down Kadecki for the second out. But now the lead balloons to 12-0 Canyon on Pritchett's RBI base hit. Vestal scored the runner, second tonight. And here's Vestal. That's Brooke Vestal. Homer the last time up. It takes ball one. One out from Hickle. Swung gone. A hard shot goes off the glove of the shortstop Vasquez. That will allow 2 runs to score. 14-0 Canyon. A 2-run RBI single to left there for Vestal. And the inning continues. Now the 8th batter of the 5th for Canyon is Sidney Owens. Hester will again run for Vestal over at first base. As Owens steps up. 4 runs already in for Canyon here at the top of the 5th. And remember, way back at the top of the 1st, Hickle went 1-2-3 through the order. Seems like a long time ago. 1 ball, no strikes to Owens. That ball smacked to center field for another base hit. Owens' second hit tonight. And now the 9th batter of the inning, Bailey Ziblin. And now every batter in the Canyon order has a hit tonight. Ziblin the ground ball on through for a base hit. And here's Hester, the throw from the outfield. Offline, not in time. 15-0 Cougarettes. And they have batted around again. And here's Riley Hopper, started the inning with a single to left field over Roan. Strike one. This pitch is up, a ball and a strike. 7 hits so far in the inning for Canyon. Ground ball to third. Blevins to first for the 3rd and final out. But 5 runs and 8 hits later for Canyon, and the lead is now 15-0. As we go to the bottom of the 5th from Rangers Softball Stadium on the Rangers Network, this is Smithson Valley High School Softball.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, HEB, GVTC, Wick Productions, Ferris Orthodontics, Summerhill Dental, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, and Pizza Hut.
On Travel Channel, all new Expedition Unknown.
Every legend is an epic adventure. Here we go. From Stonehenge and the Vikings to Butch Cassidy. It's the adventure that's legendary.
How do we get out of this thing?
All new Expedition Unknown. Wednesday at 9 on Travel Channel.
Watch Travel Channel. GVTC Digital Cable Channel 577. GVTC. Just plain smart.
And welcome back to Rangers Softball Stadium. The run rule, by the way, is in effect, so barring an offensive barrage by the Rangers here in the bottom of the fifth, we're down to the final 3 outs. Coming up for the Rangers in the bottom of the fifth inning, it is Casey Blevins, Haven Haroff, and Lauren Gonzalez. The Cougarettes with 7 in the second, 3 more in the fourth, and 5 more in the top of this fifth inning. And here's Blevins against Vestal. Walked her last time up and takes ball 1. New catcher behind home plate for the Cougarettes. Hopper is pulled back, and Isabel Armendariz is now catching for Canyon for Vestal. A ball and a strike. Now the count 2-1. Only hit so far tonight for the Rangers, an infield single by Danielle Montel back in the fourth. Vestal's been on top of her game again. 2-2. Also, Belvin no longer at shortstop for the Cougarettes. Desiree Rocha playing as short now for head coach Kevin Randall. Misses inside, 3-2. Full count offering from Vestal is popped out of play. Haroff awaits on deck for Smithson Valley as Blevins tries to find her way on base. 3-2. She won't get on base here. A strikeout for Vestal. Now 7 tonight, and it sends up Haroff. Haroff is 0 for 1, popped up to second, back in the third. Again, the game just got away from Smithson Valley here tonight. The Rangers were very competitive against Canyon in the first meeting back on March 15th. A 4-1 Cougarette win then. Much different story here tonight. Outside for ball 1. If you're wondering who the offensive star is tonight for Canyon, just pick up the lineup card. Everybody has looked great with the bat in their hands for those wearing red. That throw pulls Maloney off the bag on the throw from Rocha at short, and she'll reach. That brings up Lauren Gonzalez. A scary moment for Gonzalez earlier in the game was hit by a pitch up near her neck on the throw from Vestal. Stayed in the game, went to first base. Trying to bunt her way on here, but can't. The sacrifice zone will move. Haroff over to second, and the Rangers, again barring a huge 2-out offensive explosion, are down to their final out. And the batter, Kaylin Klein. Klein over 2, reached on the air by Pritchett back of the first. Pops it up in foul territory. The catch made at the wall by Pritchett to end the game. A fitting in for the Cougarettes, who take this one in dominating fashion by final score of 15-0. post-game coverage coming up on the Rangers Network. This is Smithson Valley High School softball.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal Independent School District, HEB, GVTC, WIC Productions, Ferris Orthodontics, Summerhill Dental, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, and Pizza Hut.
And we're back at Smithson Valley Rangers Softball Stadium. All Cougarettes here tonight in this 27-6A matchup. A final score and a 5-inning run rule. Cougarettes 15, Smithson Valley nothing. Again, a dominant performance by the Cougarettes, as the score would suggest. 7 runs for Canyon back in the second, 3 more in the fourth, and then the capper 5 in the fifth. On top of all the offense, Brooke Vestal nearly unhittable tonight for Canyon. Only gave up 1 hit to Smithson Valley as the Cougarettes out-hit the Rangers 19-1. With the win, the Cougarettes are 21-1 on the season and now 11-1 in 27-6A play, while the Rangers fall to 12-6 this season and 7-5 in the district. On behalf of our entire Rangers Network crew, I'm Brant Freeman saying good night for Smithson Valley High School.
Welcome to the Rangers Network. 24-hour-a-day access to news, game replays, original shows, live game night radio coverage, and more on RangersNetwork.com. Go inside the field house at Rangers Stadium for unprecedented access with Rangers coaches and players all season long.
Turnover for Smithson
Watch
Valley.
every home and away game the day after, complete, and the way only the Rangers Network can bring it to you. Never miss an episode of Inside Rangers Football. Game film breakdowns by Coach Hill and Brant Freeman. Senior moments with Emily. And learn the game the Smithson Valley way. And Ranger Radio is back. Listen to all the games live on your smartphone with our exclusive live scoring screen. Rangers Network is your media hub for everything Rangers. However, we are taking the term network to a whole new level. Our mission is to create a community network by joining Smithson Valley High School athletes, students, faculty, and families to local Spring Branch and Bulverde residents through RangersNetwork.com. This creates the most amazing marketing opportunity for local businesses that has never been available before. Right here, and right here, 24 hours a day on Rangers Network. Be a part of tradition, excellence, and success. Be a part of Rangers Network. Be a Ranger.